I'm Tom Quinlan, and this is the Quinlan Report. The Downtown Improvement Board has been making headlines over the past month due to residents being fed up with the DIB's handling of parking. Wednesday, Pensacola Mayoral candidate Drew Buchanan says he'd like to see the DIB dismantled and is calling for the city to take over the parking management. Drew joins the Quinlan Report this morning. Drew, good morning. While there's plenty of fair criticism they heap upon the DIB, to be fair, there's also a lot of good that has come with the creation of the committee as well. Why do you believe it's time to end this partnership?
Absolutely, and thanks, Tom, for letting me come on. So first, what I would really like to say is, since 1972, when the DIB was first established, its main goal was to remove blight from the downtown core. I think everyone would agree that we've done that. We've accomplished that mission. That DIB has done a great job, and many, many, many others have done a great job over many generations. So what I'll say is this is less about the frustrations of the Downtown Improvement Board, though they do exist, and rightfully so. It's more about removing an excessive layer of government that's placed upon the citizens and placed upon the business owners that pay a millage tax in the downtown core. So I really think all these services can be internalized within the city or either gone off to an independent nonprofit, and we don't need this extra layer of government.
If this was to get taken over by the city, the parking structure, how much of this would cost the taxpayer, more or less? Have you worked out those figures yet?
Sure. So the plan is for it to not cost anything more. And to be clear and to be honest, I don't want to pay 1 cent more for anything that we're not already doing.
Have you guys conducted any studies on that yet?
So as far as studies, no. I've done it internally. I've done it with my campaign team, but it's actually pretty simple math. The DIB gets close to $250,000 a year. That's from several sources, including the Community Redevelopment Agency, which is owned by the city, and also from parking revenue, along with the Palafox Market and other sources of revenue, and to include a millage rate on business owners downtown. So within that, the millage rate is about $375,000 in fiscal 18, and most of that revenue goes to either salaries for the DIB staff, goes to rent to pay for their offices, which are not housed at City Hall, or goes to other office expenses or other miscellaneous expenses that I think we can cut down and actually eliminate by internalizing most of the functions. So we've done the numbers, we've done the math. It makes great business sense, and more importantly, it makes great sense for the taxpayers. So it can be done. We just need the state to step up and work with the city, work with me when I become mayor, to remove this layer of bureaucracy.
Have you talked to any of the downtown businesses themselves about this issue? Obviously, they are at the forefront of this. They've been quoted in other media outlets talking about their distaste for what's happening currently. What is your interaction with those business owners?
Sure, and I'll be the first to say, I moved to downtown Pensacola to start a business in downtown Pensacola 4 years ago. I've been lucky that business has succeeded, and over the past few years, I have talked with many business owners who have continuously voiced their frustrations while also voicing their successes with the DIB, but more than not, especially now, voicing their frustrations when it comes to the amount of bureaucracy that's been taken over when it comes to their businesses, when it comes to downtown. And that's really been especially true with the parking management situation. I think everyone would agree that we need to resolve the parking issues that are downtown. But I'm saying that we didn't do this right. We didn't roll it out right. The PR was bad. The publicity was bad. And that's not by accident. It's because we had folks, including Grover Robinson, who's been on the DIB for many years and who hasn't attended a DIB meeting in more than a year, taking these actions, or at least providing advisement. That's what he's supposed to do, and us leading us to this position we're in now, where most Pensacolians are extremely upset, extremely frustrated with the situation of downtown parking. And for a city of our size, we are a small city. We should not have the frustrations that we're having now. This is an easy solution. We need to find excess parking spaces, and we have that with multiple municipally owned parking garages. We need to open those up. We need to give them to the people, and we need to give downtown back to the people.
Pensacola mayoral candidate Drew Buchanan joined us on the Quinlan Report this morning. The Downtown Improvement Board obviously is starting to feel this pressure now, and we've had Kurt Morris on in the past talking about what he's trying to get the DIB to do to be a little bit more transparent with this situation. Are you happy with the way the DIB has sort of responded to the criticism that has been levied their way?
You know what? I'll say that the staff at AAB, they have extremely good intentions. I think everyone is working for a better downtown, and even more than that, a better Pensacola. And I think we're getting there. The problem is we have these multiple layers of bureaucracy and this lack of transparency, not just at City Hall, not just within the DIB, but throughout the area, that has led Pensacolians to believe that their government, whether it's the DIB or otherwise, is not having the best interest at heart for them. I think we need to be completely transparent in every single thing we do, whether it's because of a bad decision or a good decision, but putting everything out there and letting the people decide where they want to go with their government and with their city. So for me, the DIB has done a tremendous amount of good through its multiple generational existence, but its purpose simply is no more. We've removed blight from the downtown core. What I'd actually rather see is to abolish the DIB through the state legislature and possibly even set up some sort of downtown improvement board for other neighborhoods, a neighborhood improvement board for a place like Brownsville that has seen so much blight and so much neglect from the city and the county. And I think that could be a great commercial corridor, a great mixed-use corridor once again.
Are you in favor of possibly, and this is outside of the DIB, but are you in favor in possibly building another city-run garage?
So right now, I would be absolutely in agreement with studying the need for a garage. But as I mentioned last time, a few minutes ago, we have about 1,000 spaces between multiple county and city garages, particularly on Balin Street, that are not used actively at night during non-special events. What I want to do is have an interlocal agreement between the city and the county to open those up every single night and let folks park down there either free or for affordably, not for $5 or $10, but for a free, affordable rate. Because the mission of the DIB, the mission of the city isn't to collect a profit. It's to provide the environment for people to succeed and people to enjoy their lives. So we already have the parking garages in place for the demands now. But as far as the future, yes, we need to start studying that. And we are, but we need to get to that point and be proactive about the solutions that we need to come to.
Pensacola Mayoral candidate Drew Buchanan joining the Quinlan Report this morning. You can find his candidacy page on Facebook, on Twitter. Also, Drew, give your website as well. We fair to you. We give it to everybody else. We'll give you that same platform.
Absolutely. You can go to drewforpensacola.com, and I have a full platform. I'm the only candidate with a platform, and I encourage you to go visit that website, drewforpensacola.com.
Drew, we look forward to catching up with you real soon. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tom. You take care.
Hey, Drew, thank you so much. I appreciate it.